What is going on, people? This is going to be the first video that I post on this channel. And when I was thinking about what video I'm going to post first, I thought what better way to start than how I got to this point of where I am now. So this video is going to be about how I transformed my body from skinny to muscular in about 2 years. And when I say muscular, I mean that in a sense of compared to what I was, I have put on quite a decent amount of muscle, but I'm nowhere near like a bodybuilder sort of style. And in no way do I think I'm the biggest guy in the room, but I am really happy with the progress that I've made, and I want to continue that progress going into the future. So in this video, I'm going to cover my diet, my training plan, and any other tips and tricks I use to get to where I am now. So hopefully, if any of you out there are looking to gain muscle or get into the gym, you can maybe take something from this video and incorporate that into your own routine. So without further ado, let's get into it. So basically, I want to go over where I started, just so you can get a bit of a background image. I actually started training when I was 18, and that was December of 2018. And my 2-year mark was obviously December 2020, and now we're in January 2021. So I've just passed my 2-year mark. And when I started, I am 5'10", and I was back then. Haven't grown much, and I was 140 pounds, which is about 63 kilos. And the heaviest I've gotten to was 13 stone 8, which is about 86 kilos and about 190 pounds. I currently sit between 84.5 and 85 kilos. I dropped a little bit of weight then because that's just a bit too on the fat side. So that's where I sit now comfortably. Now, obviously, not all of that is muscle. You've got to take into account water weight, obviously fat that I gained. But obviously that was good weight because I was always quite skinny as a teenager and in my whole life really. So it's the first time I've sort of felt confident in my body and quite confident in myself. During that 2-year period, I only took training seriously really from when coronavirus came about. Here in the UK, we went into a national lockdown in March of 2020, and we're still sort of in a lockdown now as of January 2021, with some restrictions in the gyms being closed. So I took it upon myself to purchase some equipment, like a barbell. I have some plates, a few dumbbells, and I have sort of a cable mechanism with the lat pull down, so I can pretty much hit every muscle group at home. Not as efficiently as I'd like to compared to a gym, but it's still enough for me to progress. I want to explain how I trained before lockdown to how I train now, because it was very different. Before the lockdown, for the first year and a few months, I didn't really know what I was doing. My diet was complete and utter rubbish. I was not eating nowhere near enough protein or nowhere near enough food to gain weight properly. I did gain weight, but definitely not good weight and not enough. I put on a bit of muscle. There was a bit of definition. I'll throw up a few photos from where I started to where I got to at that point, which was I was quite happy with at the time. But now looking back, I really am not happy with it. I don't regret it, however, because I didn't know any better at the time. I didn't know too much about gym or fitness as a whole. And when the lockdown started, that's when I really had time to research more and learn a lot from YouTube videos and other creators and from just other people online, really. And going from that lockdown period, I really focused on my diet and training much harder and more efficiently. And since lockdown, I've literally blown up in size. So my training style for the first year and a few months leading up to that lockdown was I trained like 1 day on, 1 day off, and I was doing the typical bro split of like 1 day being chest, 1 day being arms, 1 day being shoulders, 1 day being back, repeat, and actually neglected legs for the first year and a few months, which is just stupid. But at the time I didn't know any better. Well, I did know better, but I just didn't want to do it because I was just stupid. But now I incorporate legs into my routine because that is quite a lacking body part of mine. So obviously I can't change that going back, but going forward I really want to improve in that area. My diet was just as bad. I was just sort of eating whenever and whatever. I wasn't tracking any protein intake or calories for that matter. I was definitely eating too much sugar and stuff. I was just gaining weight. There wasn't very good weight at all. That weight didn't help me progress at all, I don't think, because my strength plateaued quite quickly. And then going into the lockdown in March, I'll throw up a photo on the screen now. This is what I looked like going into the lockdown. And then, as I said earlier in the video, this is when I thought, right, I'm going to take this really serious now and nail my diet, nail training as much as I can, being at home with the equipment that I bought. And yeah, and this is what I currently look like today. And I want to continue this progress into the future, because from taking my diet really serious and my training really serious, I've sort of fallen in love with the gym really. And it's a really good outlet for the distraction of just normal life really, from work, uni studies and just everything else. And it feels really good to like progress on yourself and look back at old photos and see how much you've changed. First thing I'm going to touch on is my diet. Now, during the duration of lockdown and to this day, I actually work from home and do my studies at home. So I was fortunate enough to be able to have much more time to prep my meals and space my meals throughout the day. I've always had quite a low appetite. I've never really been the type to eat a lot. So I spaced my meals out, my big meals, from breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then sort of before I went to bed, I'd have 4 big meals. I sort of incorporate a high amount of protein in each of those. And then my snacks throughout the day, I'd have 1 to 2 snacks being a protein shake or a protein bar or some fruit and stuff as well, just to get the macros in. I was aiming for at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that I had, and I was trying to get a little bit more than that. So I was roughly eating about 3,000 to 3,200 calories a day, which is about 5 to 700 over my maintenance, which is what allowed me to gain a lot of weight quick, as my body was not used to eating this much food. And it took me a while to adjust to eating that amount of food really, because I'd never eaten that much before. But I am so glad I did it, because my strength blew up and just in overall mass I blew up in size. I didn't really track any other macro really. I just focused on the calorie intake and the protein intake to ensure that I was in a good surplus and I was getting enough protein each day, as I wasn't trying to lose weight, so the others didn't really matter too much. So as long as I was getting a good amount of protein in and enough calories to gain weight, then I was happy with what I was eating throughout the day. So as I said previously, I was eating about 4 big meals a day, spaced throughout the day from about 8 a.m. till about 9 p.m, and a few snacks in between, being a protein bar or a protein shake or something like that. And then I want to go over my training split and what I did to go from where I was in lockdown to now. My training split varied from Monday to Saturday, 6 days on. Then on Sunday I'd have a full rest day. Monday was shoulders and triceps. Tuesday was chest and back. Wednesday was legs. Thursday was arm day. Friday was chest and shoulders, and Saturday was back and biceps. And then Sunday, like I said, I had a rest day. Every muscle group in the upper body I'm hitting twice a week over that split. I just really enjoy working in those sessions. I experimented quite a lot, and yeah, that was what training split I used to get where I am now. I just want to talk about my bench press, because bench press was something I really focused on a lot. I don't deadlift, and I didn't deadlift just because I just don't really want to go down that route. I don't ever plan to compete in powerlifting, and deadlifting really hurts my lower back. Maybe it's just because my form's awful, I don't know. But I just prefer to do it as a back exercises, just because I don't really like deadlifting. And obviously I squat for legs. But bench press at home, obviously I can't really squat heavy at home because I don't have a rack. But I had a bench. At home, I believe in July of 2020, my bench press was 105. I've actually got a video of me failing a 105 bench press with no spot. But I'm not going to embarrass myself and put the whole thing. I'm just going to put a photo up of what that looked like, because that was not a fun experience. But as of now, going into January 2021, I last tested my Win Max in about November time. And my Win Max was about 120 kilos. I reckon I could definitely get 125. So when the gym's open back up, I think I'm going to try that and see how that goes. And just in terms of training in general, I wasn't really training that hard, like I said before. I was just sort of chasing a pump, not focusing on the weight. But obviously now I've tried to incorporate progressive overload, train as hard as possible, just to go all out in that hour to hour and 15 minutes I normally train for. So then I can have that rest and recovery, eat my food, have enough sleep, and yeah, gain as much muscle as possible. I also want to go over a few supplements that I used to help enhance my progress. Well, I think I've enhanced my progress, and a few extra tips that I'd like to give out before I do a quick overview and then sign off for the end of the video. So the supplements that I currently use and have used beforehand is just your normal whey protein, creatine monohydrate, and I take omega-3 fish oils, and then obviously pre-workout, but that's not really to help with muscle growth, that's more just for the session to help me get through it. 3 just to help the health of my heart really, because obviously eating quite a lot of food can be a bit unhealthy with eating a lot of red meat as well. So I think that really helped. And just the whey protein, just obviously get that extra protein in, and the creatine just for extra strength and muscle really. So those are the ones I'd recommend to you out there who want to get into the gym or already training hard, but I don't take any supplements or just don't use them at all. And I just want to go over as well a few extra tips, like make sure you get regular sleep. If you're not sleeping properly or not sleeping long enough, you're not going to be able to recover properly and you're not going to grow at all, because sleep is the most important time when your body is building muscle. When you're at that level of rest, you can't achieve that level of rest throughout the day because you're awake and you're just burning energy. Drinking a lot of water helps to obviously increase hydration throughout your body. You'll have more energy and you just feel better in yourself really. Just as a quick summary then, I just want to go over everything that I've mentioned in this video because it probably wasn't too good. Apologies because this is my first go at doing something like this, so I hope it wasn't too hard to follow. But make sure your diet is on point. You can Google your calorie maintenance level to find out where your maintenance is at. So then you can either add calories on to gain weight or take them off to lose weight. So that's really important. Again, aim for that 1 gram of protein for 1 pound of body weight to make sure you're maintaining and growing whilst you're training. Make sure you get enough sleep, drink enough water, and just enjoy it. That's the main thing. Only do it if you enjoy it. Don't do it for any other reason. You've got to enjoy it or there's no point at all. But my plans for the future with this channel is to basically just keep it going. In my spare time I watch a lot of YouTube, I watch a lot of creators in the fitness industry, and they inspire me to sort of make my own videos really. I'm just going to give it a go. It's something I've wanted to do for ages but I haven't really had the confidence for. So I'm just going to say screw it and go for it and see what happens. But if there's any ideas that you have, drop them in the comments below and I'll definitely take a look and give them a go. I do have plans for further videos to upload regularly, is definitely one of them. I've been talking to a few people and getting a few ideas, so hopefully there'll be more videos to come soon. But if you did enjoy this, just subscribe to the channel because there'll definitely be more coming from me, and hopefully I can improve the quality of these videos. I don't think this is going to be great, but like I said, it's my first go, so it won't be too bad hopefully. But yeah, as I said, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, share it around, and I'll catch you on the next one.